How was your weekend?
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool weekend.
Right. We did something super fun and super cool.
Yeah.
Which was?
Basically, they chartered a plane, and it was a big plane. It was 80 people.
Yeah.
And it was like a Delta flight, and they curated the whole thing where it was a Jonas Brothers Air. And then they gave us some drinks, and we flew, and it was a bunch of, like, Brittany Broski was there. Who else was there? Sally Dar. I took Hank.
Just like a lot of people you would see on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lorraine.
Yeah.
Who I can't think of anyone else.
I'm having a mental block too, but Lissa.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of fun people.
Natalie Jane Sings was there.
Yes.
Natalie, the other Natalie.
Yeah.
David Averick. Natalie.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we even went in, we're sitting there. We're having drinks. We're having a couple of those.
We didn't even sit. We just walked right in and
we walk in, and then all of a sudden, who's behind us? The Jonas Brothers, the three of them.
Way too casual.
We were missing Frankie there. Frankie wasn't there.
I was wishing Frankie was
Me
there
too. But he wasn't there. They just walk in, and since it is like a bunch of influencers that like want to be invited to other things, I think most people are kind of like, oh, that's the Jonas Brothers. Kind of like looking around. I was
keeping
like,
it cool.
Yeah.
Well, you had immediately.
Yeah, I made my way to
a
the
bit
front
with
of the
them.
crowd.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, if no one else is going to jump in, I'll do it.
Right.
So I jumped in. I filmed my content because I wanted to knock out the stuff. I've been trying to be more mindful about posting things because people want to see that stuff.
Right.
And so the trio, the Three Musketeers, come in, and they are the nicest people I've ever met. And it was almost like uncomfortably comfortable. They weren't in a rush to like hug you and leave. They were like, hey, I love your hat. Where's that hat from? And I'm like, oh, you don't have to talk to me if you don't want to.
It was like I needed to be eased into that experience.
And it wasn't
like,
an ease-in situation.
It was not an ease-in. It was a walk-in face-to-face with Nick. Like, that's not going to work for me at all, by the way.
And
just like I needed like 45 minutes of like exposure therapy of like maybe Nick like peeks his head out. Okay, getting used to that. Okay, maybe Joe will come out for a second. Goes back immediately. Like I was needing like foreplay. But to be thrown right into that, I reacted really poorly to that.
Did you?
Poorly. Honor. Like, and you know, I was obsessed with the Jonas Brothers growing up. That goes without saying. But it had that obsession, like, of course I've loved them this whole time, but the obsession piece has been dormant. Okay. The second I lay eyes on them, wakes up, okay, comes to the front of my brain. I see them, they're close to me, I turn my back. Each time they came in my general direction, I would turn my back to them because it felt wrong. Like it felt almost like disrespectful for me to like be in their presence. Like I just like felt too casual.
It was.
I felt like I was disrespecting them.
It was unbelievably casual, and they weren't, like I said, they weren't like rushing in and out. Obviously, the purpose of us being invited there was because they wanted us to make content and post with them. That's this new like era of marketing and like launching products. Like Selena Gomez did this with her stuff, and like you saw all those people post with Selena Gomez. You know, like it's like, how did you get in a room? It's like, oh, this is a thing that like people are doing, you know, and this is for their album. Not you want to say that they don't need this press, but like,
well, they want this too.
Yeah, right. Then and it was the coolest experience. And the guys, I love when you don't even need to be nice. Like Nick Jonas could have socked me in the face and been like, yeah,
so nice.
Part of the whole experience. That's a 360 Jonas Brother experience, is one sock in the face from Nick Jonas. But they were so nice. Tried to give Joe my hat, probably overstepped.
I tried to give him my margarita. He said he was fine.
He said he would find me after the show and grab my hat from me.
He said he missed out on the tequila. I said, have my margarita. He said, no.
He probably was needing to let everyone know that he's not a charity case.
Right.
But it was so cool. I got a TikTok with Nick. I just remember. I totally forgot that I got it. It didn't go the way I had written it.
That'll happen.
And that's totally fine.
I just like am so scared that I'm going to annoy them by like asking for a picture or anything that I just avoid them in a way that is probably more annoying.
No.
Like literally me just like sprinting like a little girl away the second they come anywhere near me. They were probably like, what the fuck? Like this is... Yeah, I got a photo because my friend Alexa was like, can you take a photo of me and Joe? So I took that and I was like, do you mind if I step in? Said the weirdest thing to Joe that I can't even repeat because it makes me want to crawl into my body. And I can't, Ryan, it was so bad. It was just like, which was the worst picture that I've ever taken, but I don't care. And my camera was super greasy, as always. That's fine. But then my one with Nick was me kind of just jumping into other people's pictures because I was too scared to ask him for a solo. And he has his arm around me. But if you look closely, you'll see that
there's an inch. He
wasn't able to touch me at all. It was kind of like hand behind me without not touching, and then fingers like hovering over my shoulder. Because that's more intimate if you think about it. Like the anticipation of like, maybe I'm going to touch your shoulder, but not right now.
Yeah.
Not in this photo. Maybe later. So that's cool that I have that with Nick, and then blurry photo with Joe. And I didn't get a chance to talk to Kevin just due to him coming over and me walking the other direction. But he seemed like such a sweetheart.
Well, we've all known that about Kevin.
That's true.
That's nothing new.
Such good brothers. If I could go back in time, I would have practiced more what I would say and do upon meeting them. Well, but you just never know.
It just, it never works out the way you thought. I had a full TikTok that I wrote with Nick, and then it didn't work out because he ended up agreeing with me. And that, and I'm not even going to tell you, I might post it. It was so cringy because when I was sitting next to him, I just hand my phone over thinking, let me just get this out of the way. He doesn't want to talk to me anyways. And when he sees we're filming, he's like, oh, are we doing a TikTok? And I was like, oh, did you just want to chat?
He's so sweet.
They were so nice. And I was like, oh, now I feel like a dick. He's trying to have fun and I'm trying to just cash in on this moment.
There was one point that they were taking pictures in a photo booth, and I was asking the woman in charge of the photo booth, I was like, do you think you could get me in a picture with Nick? And she was like, yeah, of course. And then Nick started walking away, and the woman was like, wait, Nick, can you come back and get a picture with this girl? And at that point I had walked away. I could not do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It just felt like, again, too casual. It felt disrespectful to look them in the eye. Next time. And that's what I'll keep telling myself.
And that's on growth.
Yeah.
Personal growth.
I wish there was a class you know how there's Toastmasters where it helps you public speak and you give toasts in front of people. I wish that I could go to one that's okay, we're going to bring in an A-list celebrity and you're going to have a conversation.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, just normal people.
What's your name? My favorite thing to do when a big celebrity introduces himself to me, I'm like, oh, what was that? Nice to meet you. And not to be a dick, but just so that they feel
to humble them?
No. Not to be a dick. Just to be not be what was that, but be hi, I'm Connor. And they'll be hi, I'm blank. And
right.
Nice to meet you.